Hello, and today we're going to be looking at Dauntless and all the information I currently have available. So from the start then, who are Phoenix Labs? Well, Phoenix Labs are the makers of Dauntless. They are made up of former Capcom, Riot, Blizzard and BioWare employees. So just in case, it wasn't already obvious, if you're into lore kind of stuff, you are definitely in the right place. The setting of the game takes place on the Shattered Isles, where apparently the world has undergone a cataclysmic event and the world is shattered into a load of floating islands. Although what caused the event and why we are currently hunting behemoths other than they endanger the life of humans is currently unknown. Behemoths, however, inhabit these islands that are floating around, and you need to fight and kill them to upgrade your weapons and armor. And for those who don't know what the behemoths are, we'll come to that in just a short moment. The premise of the game, however, this is a 4-person online co-op game, and it is focused around taking the behemoths down, although the thought of PvP and competition hunting has been talked about by Phoenix Labs, so who knows, maybe in the future we will see some form of PvP or some form of competitive hunting, which means that you would have, something to work against rather than just it being a PvE game. Now, just before I talk about the combat system and behemoths, I would just like to add that on one of these floating islands there is a small town / city called Ramsgate, and this is where you will be based in the game. You will be able to buy, upgrade, sell and exchange armor, as well as you will be able to create or join a guild. A guild will allow you to join an already existing group of players or start your own, meaning that if you ever met anyone that was in a guild while doing a hunt, you could then say, hey, do you have another slot? And you could essentially join a guild that way and always have someone to go out hunting with at that point. Now to move on ever so slightly to talk about the weapons that you get to use. There will be more weapons being released after the game's release, however currently there are 4 weapons and 1 currently in development. The first weapon, to almost no one's surprise, will be the sword. The sword will be a fast attacking combo weapon, although I imagine that the sword user also has a low amount of HP compared to larger weapon users. And just in case anyone's interested in the current known combo list for all these weapons, all the known combo list I can find will be put in the description with the wiki links. The next weapon up is the hammer. Much slower attack speed, however much higher damage. However, if you get a combo wrong and the behemoth hits you, it could cost you a hunt. The third weapon is the axe. From what I can see, the axe is based a lot around charging up the attacks. As I haven't used it yet, I can't talk much about it, but I would assume that it's a more fluid version of the iron hammer that's based more around charge attacks and high damage output. Coming to the 4th weapon on release, they are the chain blades. Due to there still being an NDA, although other people have released other footage, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show you that on my channel. So for safety reasons, I'm going to go ahead and say that it is a high damage output, low HP class. The 5th weapon currently in development is some kind of bow or ranged weapon, although at this moment in time there is no information on it. All I know is that they don't want you to be able to just hit the behemoth from really far away, so expect something like a short bow or some kind of short ranged gun weapon thing. I'm just going to quickly go over the armor in the game. An armor set is made up of 3 different pieces: the breastplate, the gloves and the greaves. These will be craftable once you have the materials to do so in Ramsgate. Although I'm pretty sure that the armor smith in Ramsgate will also have some materials so that you can make the early on armor sets. Each different armor set will most likely give you different resistances. I'm not sure at this moment in time whether that will be based on the behemoth you kill or whether it will be flat elemental resistances, but we will be finding out shortly. Now to give you some kind of insight into the combat system, although once again I can't show you any footage until next week. There is a health bar, a stamina bar, a special attack bar, there is a ping system as far as I'm aware using the number keys or some kind of button on the Xbox I assume, and there is also a chat box to talk to other hunters. I know this is rather bare bones at the minute, but I am not allowed to release any footage, so I will be doing more of that after next week when it releases and the NDA is lifted. However, now let's have a quick look at the behemoths and each behemoth in the game currently. In the game currently there is Shrike, Scrave, which I assume is like a boss variant of Shrike. Then we have Drask, shortly followed by Nasher, which is said to be one of the hardest behemoths currently in the game. We then have Embermane, followed by Quillshot, and then we also have Pangar. These are all the known current behemoths in the game. However, there has also been another one hinted at called Shroud, although there's been absolutely nothing mentioned about him, his abilities or what he looks like. The release date for Dauntless is set to be by the end of the year, so expect it late 2017, early 2018. However, as I'm sure most of you are aware, there will be a closed founder beta on the 18th of August, so exactly in a week's time. However, if you don't quite have the cash for that founder pack, you can always get one of the more cheaper options. The closed beta that will be available for them will be only a week later than the actual founder beta. Plus, all progress from the founders beta will be wiped on closed beta anyway, so you're not exactly missing out on that much, only the experience of being able to play a week early. I will be hopefully streaming as soon as the game goes live, so keep an eye out for that. And that about wraps it up for this video. If you like this video, give it a like. If you dislike this video, then give it a dislike. And if you really like me, you can always give me a subscribe. From now on, I will be putting a Streamlabs donation link in the description. Feel free to give anything towards that. It will basically just go towards PC stuff and generally getting game footage in different games. As I mentioned before, keep your eyes open for August the 18th. And I hope to see you guys for the next video.